I just want to take the time to thank all the subscribers who
You're
subscribed
welcome.
in the last couple of weeks. My subscriptions is up 153%. I just want to thank you guys for taking the time out and pressing play. Hopefully, my stories encourage people to get fit or healthy, or people who are currently getting fit and healthy. Maybe they want to bump it up a little bit or take it to the next level. So, if I can just encourage people to get fit, I'm happy. This isn't about getting a lot of subscribers, even though I thank you guys for subscribing. It's not about being popular. It's about sharing my story and how the running community affected me in a positive way. We have a great episode for you guys today. We're going to discuss what an ultra marathon is, what an ultra runner is. We're going to discuss how I was homeless and went from being homeless to running the London Marathon and being interviewed on national television. Yes, that was me. We're going to talk about the hellhole hostel that I stayed at in London. And guys, if you just want to skip past a lot of these things, you can, because we're going to have the title right under me somewhere. If it's not here, it should be here now. So put the title, right? The title should be under here. And we're going to continue to do so. So if you don't want to hear about what an ultra marathoner is, if you don't want to hear about me being homeless and getting out of that situation and running the London Marathon, if you don't want to hear about that, you can skip it. All right. I try to keep things organized so you guys can stay in tune and stay entertained. All right. So welcome to the Ian's Running Podcast.
Long ago, he was big and strong, in his eyes a flaming glow. Most people look at him with terror and with fear, but to Moscow chicks, he was such a lovely dear. He could preach the Bible like a preacher, full of ecstasy and fire. But he also was the kind of teacher women would desire.
As you guys know, I had a drug addiction. My whole life was revolving around gallivanting, having a great weekend, self centered, with a gambling addiction. Well, I thought I had a gambling addiction until I got sober. Can you imagine rolling dice, drinking Hennessy every weekend, and thinking to yourself that you have a gambling addiction for decades, right? Going to the Aqueduct Casino, slow down, going to Sands Casino in Pennsylvania, going to Atlantic City, going to Mohegan Sun, going to all these casinos, going to the roulette table. I love roulette. Red 5, green, 20 black, 20 17 black, black 28, red 7. Yeah, that black 11. Yeah, that's who I am. But stopping and getting sober and not gambling at all. Sobriety really helped me out, but there's for years I was wasting time and my priorities weren't in line at all. Intoxication and reckless weekends was the vibe, revolving my whole life around when the liquor store closes. The liquor store, right? Insane. But I'm sober now, and I'm very grateful that I am sober now. I promise you. And it wasn't until me getting sober. When I say sober, some people think drinking, but I mean drinking and using drugs. It wasn't until me getting sober that I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. The simple going to local clubs, gambling, and being intoxicated every weekend wasn't enough. I got sober and I said, "Oh, I need a passport." No, I didn't have a passport. And when I got the passport, or when I applied for the passport, I had the London Marathon in mind. Now, unlike the New York City Marathon that I ran the previous year, I got into London Marathon by donating to a charity or raising money for a charity. The charity that I picked was called Shelter. I'm not just picking a charity out of the hat, right? I picked a charity that it meant something to me. But the story gets deeper. So let's rewind for a second, all right? Imagine me years ago, many years ago, and I'm running. I always ran, you guys know that. And I'm I go out for a run, and I'm near a local park where these kids are playing basketball. I don't play basketball at all, but I know I'm in shape. I'm in shape there. I'm in shape. I plan to play basketball with these guys. I got the ball the first minute we started playing basketball. I got the ball. I shot the ball, landed, heard a pop, and I'm on the ground. I'm on the ground in pain on a basketball court looking for someone who has a baseball bat because I know for a fact someone hit me with a baseball bat. And I have all these basketball players ranging from 15 to 25 telling me, oh, he tore his Achilles tendon. And I'm on the ground like, who do they think they are? They're not doctors. I get up and immediately fall to the ground twice. And they say, yep, Achilles tendon. Now, like I said, I'm still I have drug use, not prioritizing. So when my Achilles tendon torn, I was unable to walk. I was unable to work at the gym. Me living for a good weekend, didn't have money saved. I know I'm gonna have enough for rent, my phone bill, and to party. That's it. So when I tore my Achilles tendon and didn't have a good rapport with the landlord, I was out of there. I ended up going to a homeless shelter. Now, prior to me going to a homeless shelter, yes, I was in a homeless shelter. Imagine me, long hair don't care, brown eyes staring, six pack glaring, in a homeless shelter. I'm in a homeless shelter, and prior to that, I thought that people in a homeless shelter were crackheads, drug addicts, and bums. That's what I thought. But when I get there, but when I get there, my whole thought process has changed about it, right? And I'm imagine, oh, right, and I'm here. I'm still have hello charisma. I'm still the trainer guy. I'm still a trainer. Hello charisma. Still very handsome, but a torn Achilles tendon in a homeless shelter. Now it was one room, five individuals, five men in one room, two bunk beds, one, two, three, four, and a cot for the guy who needed medical attention, which is me. My time in a homeless shelter, I'll tell you, I since that day and moving forward, I never could look at someone and judge them. You have a hole in your shoe. I can't even look at you saying I can't break no one down. I don't have that ability no more, right? You smell like shit. I can't I might think that it's shit on you, but I'm not gonna think that because it may be something different. You don't know someone's story. Because you damn sure don't know my story when I'm in a homeless shelter, right? Right? Well, am I a drug addict? I was at the time. Oh, well, okay. So I'm in a homeless shelter. I can't walk, and I'm not working at a gym anymore. And it was very stressful. But due to me having an education with personal training, right, with my NASM cert, I knew for a fact that when it was time, I would do my calf extensions and I would pick up marbles with my toes. So months pass, and when I say, let me tell you, so going back to the drug addicts, they're drug addicts. There's people coming home from jail. There's bums, and there's me. I don't know where I fit in. I don't know where I fit in, but this is the group of people. All right, everybody. I don't know. I have a people personality. I can be at a gym dealing with people from all walks of life, and I can go to a homeless show doing. I'm have an aura. I have this aura about me, and people like it. It is what it is. So, months of marbles and calf extensions I just remember, it was a morning. It was a morning. Everybody was sleeping, and I had the Steve Harvey in the morning radio show on, and he's talking. He's uplifting message.
It's the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Tell him.
And I started to walk, and with tears coming down my eyes. These are tears. It's just not one drop. These tears going down my eyes. I'm not trying to be too loud for the guys in their slumber, but I'm walking. I'm so happy that God gave me a brain to get a certificate. And I use that certificate not only to train people and help them on their fitness goal, but when I was down and out, I used my education. They nursed me back and get right. It was a blessing. So, for whatever reason, I'm not gonna say for whatever reason. So I end up getting removed from the shelter for a curfew, something with a curfew, something. It's vague. It's vague. But I got a job at LA Fitness. So I'm working at LA Fitness, right, as a trainer. So I'm only doing like 2, 3 people. So what I would do is the gym opens up at 5, it closes at 11. I'm there training, trying to get clients, doing whatever I have to so the time goes past. Mind you, I'm not getting paid per hour. I'm getting paid per client. So I'll be in there from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. When a 10:50 hit, I will run up the stairs, hide at the top of the stairs in the corner, and wait for them to close the gym. And when they close the gym, I would get a mat and sleep. Set my alarm for 4:30 and shower. And when 5 o'clock comes around, I act as if I just came in. Good morning. I'm refreshed. There's no coffee in my cup because this cup was from days ago. Good morning. And I would do that for months from 5 to 11, 5 a.m. to 11 for months. And because I was in the gym so long, getting more clients. The trainer goes to sales. I'm now selling training. Then I become an assistant personal training director. I can have promotion within months because I'm there longer than everyone.
Wow.
When I hear people say gym rat, and I hear people say, I live in a gym, and I either I'm going to tell you all or I'm not going to tell you anything. So when I hear gym rat or live in a gym, I'm saying, living in a gym, huh? That must mean a lot, right? All right, so going back to the London Marathon. Now, the London Marathon is one of the 6 world marathon majors. Last year, I did the New York City Marathon. This year, I did the London Marathon. Now, I'm excited to go to London, right? I'm raising money for the charity shelter, which you guys know it means a lot to me. So I'm going to people. I can't tell my story. I can't tell people my real story. Hey, I'm running for a charity called Shelter. I was homeless on drugs, and you give money to the charity. I wasn't doing that. Either I'm not going to say anything at all, or you're going to see me on a podcast tell you everything. I don't have no in between. Either nothing or you're getting all of it. That's how I roll. Maybe 6 weeks before the London Marathon, I started getting real intense with my strength training. After New York, this was my training method. I would run for 3 days and I'd be in the gym doing strength training for 2 days, or vice versa. I would ping pong. That was my thought process. That's my method. And a month or 6 weeks before the London Marathon, I was going intense with the strength training. I was going so intense that I injured my back. I just wanted to look good. I know I was marathon ready at that time. I knew for a fact that I was going to run faster than New York at that time. So I started going heavy with the strength training because I wanted to look good. I'm going to London. I want to look good, better than I do now, right? So I was going hard and I injured my back. When I say injured my back, I'm talking about I heard a pop. I'm moving very stiff, and I'm using my arms to get up. I was messed up. I went to the doctor. He says I had back spasms. And I had back spasms before. It usually takes 4 days, you're back. That wasn't the case with this. So if you see here, this is me messaging my doctor, asking him, and will I be good for the marathon? Asking him, what can we do? Because people gave me the money. I had, at this time, I had my flight, I had my hotel, charity already came in, like I told you guys. So there's no turning back now. Again, this charity means a lot to me. I gotta run this. The doctor gave me a thumbs up, but after I got injured, my thought process is I'm not gonna run at all in order to run. There's no way I'm gonna run with this back injury. I'm gonna make it worse. So I'm not going to run. So as time passes, I heal up, heal up, heal up. I'm ready to run the London Marathon. That was my thought process. Now, as I'm healing up, I'm going online. I said, all right, what fit are you going to wear? I know I'm going to look good. I'm in London. I'm going to look good. So I know I have to look good. I'm not, there's no way I'm going overseas. Coming from my whole story, I'm going to look good. So I went online and I found the U.S. Olympic jacket, the official-ish. Pull up the U.S. Olympic jacket. I find this jacket, turn around. I find this jacket and I said, yo, I'm wearing this Olympic jacket. There's not going to be any confusion where I'm from. I'm from the US of A, right? So I get the Olympic jacket and I'm rocking that. That's what I'm going to wear. And I figure it was good because it's usually cold around this time in London and the weather is iffy. So I figure I'll be good with that. So this is the first time I'm in London. It may be the last time. So I said, I'm going to London for 7 days, right? I thought that I was getting my ticket in advance by searching for it 2 months in advance, but the London Marathon date never changes. So with it always being that week in April, everyone who knows that, besides me, they book their tickets or their rooms months in advance. When I say months, 4 or 5 months in advance. So when I'm looking for a room 2 months in advance, I can't find something closer to the start line. I find something for 7 days. So I get to the hotel, hostel, hotel, hellhole, and immediately a stench comes to my nose. And I'm like, that's underarm. Okay? I looked at the guy, the teller, and I looked at his minion. And within 1 second, this isn't 1 second, I said, these guys are going to try to take my organ. Within 1 second. Smell, teller, minion, they're taking my organs. Why do I say that? Hey, you're overdoing it. Let me tell you something. Organ, the people who steal organs, that's real, right? I'm a marathoner. I come in. I didn't have the Olympic jacket on at this time, but I knew they would have got their hint eventually about he's here for the marathon. I knew that. I also knew that they thought if he's here, no one loves him. So within 1 second, smell, teller, minion, they're taking my organs, right? It's a black market for it. This is real. So I'm thinking to myself, who am I going to be now? Do I go in the angry black guy? I can play that role. I can be the angry black guy. Do I go in the angry black guy, the attitude, don't take no shit? Or do I go in the enthused marathoner? Do I go in as that guy? So, and this is within 1 second. This is 1 second. This is smell, teller, minion, organ donor, who am I, angry black guy, enthused marathoner. 1 second. So I go in. Hi. Hi. Please don't take my organs. I'm so nice. That's the route I went. So he takes me down the corridor. We're going down the stairs. There's one way in, one way out. There's no windows. There's no exit. He takes me in a room. The room didn't have windows. I said, I'm gonna die here. This is my this is my final chapter. I swear. You couldn't tell me that I wasn't dying. So when they closed my door, because it's still in their arms, imagine it's still in their arms around. I knew I was dying. So when they closed my door and I realized there's no windows, to get to the bathroom, there's a 2 feet step, and if you're sitting on the toilet, which I did not, you're sitting in the toilet, I can touch the sink here and I can touch the shower curtain here, which I didn't want to touch anything, right? But everything's here, right here, right? So I said, okay. Now I'm like, all right, I gotta get out of here. I have to find a weapon. I have to. So I went out to a store, and I got like a switchblade. I got a switchblade. I said, all right, this is my protection because I don't want to die here. All right. So I got that and I held that down for my entire stay. Mind you, I have my organs, right? Okay, so that's that. Just like the New York City Marathon, there's a race expo. I want you to show some footage of the race expo in the back while I'm talking about. Now, with the race expo, that's where all the runners get their race bibs, which we discussed, and they get shoes. You can buy shoes, gels, salt tablets, anything that can help you on your journey. Got this video. Do we have the video with me running up the stairs? Please play that video now. So I'm running up the stairs. Mind you, this is the first time I ran in 6 weeks. I'm running up the stairs and I get out of breath. I laugh hysterically because I'm thinking I'm in London wearing a USA jacket as if I'm the ish, about to run the marathon, but I can't even run up a flight of stairs without getting out of breath. I thought that was hilarious. Very funny to me. I get to the expo, everyone's looking like, where's this guy? Shades on, out of breath from running up the stairs, hair's long, USA jacket. You couldn't tell me shit. I'm in London, baby. So, um, in my head, I said, I need to record all of this. I don't know when I'm going to be here again. I need to record every second of this because who knows when I'm going to come to London on my leisure. Mind you, I was just a homeless guy running up the stairs. So this needs to be recorded. I'm on the starting line. I have the Olympic jacket. I got my shades on, hair looking good. The Daryl gun that I used for the New York City Marathon that someone let me use along the way, I had that in my Salomon running vest. I have gels. I have salt. I have the Daryl gun. I'm 15 pounds heavier, but I feel I'm well prepared. As far as time and running faster, I already made it. As everyone's waiting on the field, please pull up this video. You're gonna love this. As everyone's waiting on the field, there's this guy giving interviews, and you see it on a large teleprompter, right? And I'm sitting there, and mind you, I just told you my story, but I know my story. I'm sitting here like, Ian, if you let this mother freaker leave without you going on national television, bro, like you have to. And that's just who I am. I'm going all the way. I don't know when I'm gonna be in London again. I don't know where I'm gonna run the London Marathon again, but I'm here now. And immediately when I thought that, right, I I said, all right, with me recording everything, how do I get people to understand how this feeling I feel? And that's when I thought of the Adele song, All I Ask.
There is up tomorrow.
Okay, I'm joined by another one of our
Is it? This is my last night with you. Hold me like I'm more than just a friend.
There's so many similarities. Yes, we're talking about different topics, but I took little parts of it or most of the song and implemented that in my running journey with the London Marathon. When she says, I will leave my heart at the door, I won't say a word. They all been said before. That's like me when I'm getting on the line and I'm not all this emotion shit. I'm gonna leave it at the door. Everything I said about the charities, about my back injury, about me wanting it, they all been said before. Like I'm just about to get in here and get real gritty. So that's how I correlated with that song to what's going on, what I'm currently going through. Why don't we just play pretend like we're not scared of what is coming next? So I'm sitting here, the Dell, and I'm pretending like this pain that I'm about to feel, knowing I'm out of shape, knowing I have extra weight, like I'm not about to feel it. I connected this song so perfectly. Just let's just take a second, just play a clip from the video. After being on national television, I get on the starting line. I got my Olympic jacket on, back in pain. I know I'm out of shape. I get on the line. I run. And I don't care. I'm not caring about the time. As long as I complete it, I'm happy. I got to mile 10. I started feeling a lot of back pain. So I use my Theragun. I'm using my Theragun, massaging out. I was actually passing Theragun to other people. I'm actually helping people. By mile 15, I wish I didn't have that jacket on because the attention that I like when I was just cruising, when I was walking in the expo and on the field before the race, you know, are you? Oh, and someone actually asked me, am I Olympian? And I said no. Even though I had the jacket, I couldn't. I'm not fronting. I didn't. Can you imagine? Yeah, I'm Olympian. Where do you run? No, I'm not Olympian. Boom, peace. So when I'm on mile 15, back pain, I'm walking. Imagine hearing the crowd, "Get out there, USA!" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, I wanted to. I love my country. I love my country. But I just wanted to take the jacket off and throw it because I didn't want the attention. USA, get up there!" All right, great experience running the London Marathon, and I finished in I believe 7 hours and some change. Pull up my finish stat with that, and I was ecstatic that I finished. I was homeless. I raised money to shelter people. I got to London, survived the hostel, ran the London Marathon. I was on national television. It took me 7 hours and some change. So can you imagine that story, right? Finishing and you tell people, hey, I did the London Marathon, and they have a response to saying, what time you come in? I had the time of my life. It was right on time. What time did I come in? Right on time. Can you imagine me saying, going through that, running the London Marathon, 7 hours some change, and someone has the nerve to boast about a 3 hour marathon? Oh my brother does 3 hours. Gives a fuck. You know, I know everybody has the marathon story. Your 3 hours, how you got there, challenge. I can imagine it's challenging. Who gives a fuck? All right. I respect all runners, and I'm happy to be a part of the young running community. But when I went through that ordeal and someone shits on my 7 hours, not knowing the backstory, that's when I right. I never voice it though. I don't voice it, but I'm here to say it on my podcast. We gotta. I have to keep this memory. I'm never coming in London again, so I decided to get tattoos. Put up the tattoos on there, please. New York and London. Why those symbols, right? If I believe I have the London jacket here. Now, if you look at the London jacket, first of all, let's stop for a second. Let's talk about this picture right here. My tattoos look a hell of a lot better than that in real life, in real time, and I'm a hell of a lot handsome than that. I look goofy there, please. So everybody, not everybody, but you can pay for a marathon jacket. Like a marathon jacket, this is your finisher jacket. All right. So this is like a varsity jacket. Imagine if you was ever in like a high school sport and you got a varsity jacket, you walk around, hey, he's on a varsity team. So when you walk around with this jacket for a year, everyone who's a runner is going to be like, yo, he ran the London Marathon. He ran the London Marathon. So this symbol here is the one I got tatted. And this is on every London Marathon jacket or logo, anything's London Marathon, you're going to see this. So when people in the running community see my tattoos, New York and London, oh, and check this out. My coffee mug, London, right? This is the London medal right here, right? This is mine. I'll put this over here. And this is the 2023 New York City Marathon. So now this symbol here, this is what I got tatted as well. So when you see that on my arm, you're like, this guy's a runner. This is not a life. This is not seasonal for me. This is a lifestyle. And that's why I got tatted. This running saved my life. So I completed the marathon. I got the medal, of course, and I got the tattoos. It's an experience that I'm always going to remember. All right, so as far as the world majors we have New York, London, and we have Chicago coming up. Chicago, I have to pee on Chicago. Chicago is the flattest marathon out of all 6 majors. I have to complete Chicago, and I have to PR. Wish me luck. What is an ultra marathon? What is an ultra runner? As you guys know, I'm very extreme. So I went from wanting to run a marathon to wanting to run all 6 world major marathons to wanting to become an ultra runner. Now, what influenced me to become an ultra runner is a guy named David Goggins. He was on a Joe Rogan podcast and he was talking about running 100 miles. And I'm like, what the heck are you talking about 100 miles? When I seen the video, I was like running about 10 miles and I was struggling, but he encouraged me or he motivated me to run 100 miles. 2 other people who influenced me to become an ultra runner are Sally McRae and Courtney Doulter. They both ran 240-mile races. And when I saw that, I'm like, I got to get together. So what defines an ultra runner or ultra marathon? People think the pinnacle of running is a marathon, but ultra marathons are events higher than a marathon, which is 26 miles, and it usually starts off at 31 miles or 50 kilometers. So for me to officially be an ultra runner, I have to race in an event 31 miles or higher. So that's a goal of mine. And once I become an ultra runner, you can't tell me anything. Marathon. I did one. Yeah, I did one too, man. It was on my bucket list. Have you done an ultra run? What's that? And that once I do that, once I get to that, guys, if you want to support me running the Berlin Marathon 2025, I have a charity and the link below. WhizzKidz is a charity that helps people or young kids under the age of 25 in wheelchairs. I have a family member who was shot and it put him in a wheelchair and it hits home for me. If I raise the minimum requirement, which I believe is 1,000 pounds, um, I get to run the Berlin Marathon. So I'll have the Berlin Marathon, if I run that, London, and New York. And Chicago's on the way. So hopefully by my next podcast, I'll be able to I have Chicago on the belt. Hopefully. Guys, please make sure you like and subscribe. And also the charity link is here. All right. This is the name of the charity. And the link is going to be in the podcast notes. All right, guys, thank you again so much for coming out and giving me support. Please comment on this video. Please like it and share it. Peace.